kind of the depth of our irrelevance at the time under Bill Clinton when he was bombing Serbia, and what's her name? Albright, our Secretary of State, refused even to meet with our bishops, and she told several of our bishops on the phone, I don't know who speaks for you. I can't meet with you. Classic commentary window into how the powers that be look at us in our ridiculous jurisdictional dysfunction. We try to pretend that everything's okay, but when it really mattered and we needed to get a voice to the President of the United States collectively and tell him, don't bomb Serbia on Pascha, which is exactly what he did. He would never bomb on a Muslim holy day, but he bombed Serbia on Pascha. We couldn't get through because of our divisions. We're the only Christian group that has lived with Muslims for 14 centuries. We know how it goes. We know the best times. We know the worst times. We know in between. We know what's possible. This is why universally the foreign policy of America has been opposed by all of the Orthodox patriarchs in the Middle East. Our patriarchs wrote letters to our last 5 presidents asking them not to do the things that they're doing. My late patriarch Ignatius IV wrote a letter to President Obama when President Obama was thinking, the Syrian crisis was heating up. This is just before Ignatius died. Ironically, in his letter, he said, please, President, do not liberate us. Please. We're begging you. Have you heard of people who are supposedly in bondage, begging people who have power not to liberate them? Okay, he was using the language of America, but he knew what American liberation meant, extermination, as it's meant for most of the Christians in Iraq, and as it has meant pain for the Egyptians as well. I don't know if any of you saw, but there was a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks, there was a very important meeting in Washington, D.C., a gala. It was called IDC, in Defense of Christians in the Middle East. And they brought patriarchs from all over the world. And nothing like this has ever happened. A lot of these patriarchs had never even been here. And they gathered them all together, and they had congressmen there and senators there. Someone, I don't know how this could have happened, but someone invited Senator Ted Cruz to speak to them. Who could have possibly done that? I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. I called my friend Father Nathaniel Simeonidis, and I said, I asked him, he works in the Greek Archdiocese in New York City, and I asked him, I said, Father Nathaniel, who in the world did that? I said, did you see on the news what happened? He goes, are you kidding me? I was there in the stupid room. He goes, it was unbelievable, unbelievable. He walked in and said that the greatest friend of Christians in the Middle East is the state of Israel. Talk about, I don't know if he was ill-prepared. His handlers just didn't clue him in, or if he intentionally did that to get Jewish lobby support. I don't know what happened, but our interaction with Christians from the Middle East in our country, this is just an example of how sad and unproductive it has been. And this is really our job. We Orthodox can say a lot, and not just Antiochian Orthodox, right? The Russians too. The Russians have a long history with Islam and dealing with Islam, and have a lot to contribute to this question.